And welcome back to episode 9 of the Best of Rivals podcast. Jay, I was thinking, it's the Best of Rivals podcast, right? City versus United. But, due to the start of the season, these first 9 games, it's just really a Man U podcast, because it's an Ollie podcast. That's really what we're doing right now. It's just drama left and right.
Like low key for me, that was kind of like weird at first. I was like, man, we're talking about United a lot.
Yeah.
Yes. I want to give City some recognition.
Hell, I want to talk about City, but there's
let's be real. What's the entertainment in the Premier League right now? It's seeing Man United every weekend do shit like what we just did this weekend, bro.
Yep.
It's terrible.
Yeah, it's got to be one of the worst games I've ever seen. I was laughing at how embarrassing it was. It's one of those games where, you see Man U versus Liverpool, and you want it to be a really good game.
Yep.
All the big teams when they play, you want it to be a really good game, and it was entertaining, but it was entertaining for the wrong reasons, right? As a United fan, definitely for the wrong reasons. But I mean, it was just an absolute shambles.
Klopp came out and said, post game, he was so surprised by the result. He didn't himself didn't even expect that, bro. And he was like, you know what? United, they aren't themselves right now. That's pretty bad, bro.
That's
when the opposing manager is like, I feel sorry for these guys.
Dude, if you know anything about Klopp, during his post match, oh my goodness, this guy's always gassing his boys up. Oh my God, bro. He played so well. Dude, he felt bad for the United fans, bro. He was like, "Oh man, I don't know what happened."
So before we dive into the deep stuff, I just want to get a quick opinion from you.
Yeah.
Do you believe? Because when I watched the game, I was so baffled by how badly we played. I was like, are the players trying to blatantly say we don't want Ali in anymore? We're gonna play bad because we want him to be gone. What do you think?
No. I've watched a lot of Man U games this season. A lot of which has to do with the fact that we're doing the podcast and whatnot. But the reality is this happens every game. It's just they played they played a really good team.
I mean, it happens
every game. No. Listen.
Majority of the games.
90% of the games. Trust me.
Listen.
Okay, I'm listening.
This was so blatantly bad though. Like Luke Shaw, for example, who has been one of our best players, the last season and a half, I would say.
Going forward,
this
absolutely.
Guy looked like he didn't give a fuck. I'm sorry for my language, but I'm pissed off right now. I'm mad. I'm tired of this shit, bro. He didn't give a fuck about what was going on in that game. He let De Gea basically live by himself on an island, and it was bad. I feel so bad for David De Gea, bro.
No, Luke Shaw, honestly, his attitude, every time they scored, his hands are up. It's like, homie, it's down your side. It's Salah. He's got 3. Keita had a goal on his side as well, but it was a little bit unfortunate on his part. But, yeah, I mean, honestly, when you look at these games, bro, and I'm telling you, I watched the Wolves game. I watched the Newcastle game. It's very easy to look at the table. I'm like, oh, they got 3 points out of the games. Trust me, they're not playing good for 45 minutes, let alone 90. So now that they're playing a team that can actually finish, I'm telling you, if Salah was on Wolves, Wolves would have beat him. If Salah was on Newcastle would have beat him. That's the reality.
You know what's crazy though? Salah had a hat trick, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Had 3, yep.
Bro, that was the easiest, most I don't give a F about what you guys are doing hat trick I've ever seen in my life.
Dude,
so no effort, bro.
No effort.
It was so easy. So for me, that's it's just a slap in the face.
If you look at remember when we were watching, remember we were watching the City Liverpool game, and Salah's goal was incredible, right?
Incredible.
Mane's goal set up by Salah was great. These goals were like, oh yeah, I mean anyone could have scored, So it was.
Bro, they had Mane on the bench.
Dude,
they still put 5 on us.
That's
scary, bro. That's scary.
They put 5 on you guys before Mane even touched the field.
Yes, exactly. But let's rewind.
That's just our initial reaction coming in.
Right, initial reaction, right? But
what are you supposed to do? What are you supposed to do? Are you supposed to go to a different? Oh yes, how was the Watford Everton game? No. That's just not what we're gonna do. We got to be real.
Exactly, we got to be real. But I want to rewind because as we know, there was a Champions League game, prior to this one for United, and for a lot of teams as well, but
including Man City, which we played very very well. Yep.
Yeah, looking pretty good over there. Just smooth selling. I wish I could relate, but I can't right now. It sucks.
Yeah.
But no, we saw United, and I believe I was working that day, so I didn't actually see the game. But I did, come home and watch the, like recap and extend the highlights and everything. And I also was keeping up to date with it while I was at work as well.
I was texting you, I think.
Exactly. Yeah, you were. And I saw we're getting smacked, And then, but I told you, I was like,
they're going to come back. Yep.
They're going to come back. Ollie's going to live to see another day, another week, another month. You know how it goes.
You absolutely called it, man. You absolutely called that one for sure.
And what happens? Cristiano comes in, saves the day. We've seen it, the last few weeks.
Against West Ham. Yep, in the Premier League. So same exact.
So
thing.
I was coming to this weekend against Liverpool. I was already scared. I was like, I know United as a club, as fans, as a culture. I know these little fuckers. I'm sorry. They get so geeked and happy when we like slip by somebody when it shouldn't have even been that at all. You know, like we're Man United.
When Atalanta,
clubs, come on, bro.
Villarreal, like these teams.
Come on, bro.
Should not be.
Think about it. When you see a Liverpool, a team that's better than you on paper, style wise, manager wise,
player wise, they're pretty similar, and obviously Man U has a better bench. But yeah, I still see what you. I see.
I'm only saying they're better on paper because they've been together for like the past 3 to 4 years now.
Yeah,
they have established chemistry, connection.
True.
United, bro. One thing watching that game today, I couldn't tell you what system we had out there. It was bad, man. Fred was just fucking passing the ball, turning it over every go around. McTominay, Boo Boo. The one positive, which I'm happy about, because
I thought we were talking about the Champions League game.
bro, I told you I'm mad, bro. I am pissed, bro. But Greenwood, he was pretty impressive, despite what he had out there with him.
He's a natural talent. I mean, he's gonna look good when you compare it to those players. But listen, man. It's one of those things where you're just gonna waste so much time and energy trying to figure out what Ollie's doing. The reality is he's a good coach. I said it from the beginning. I remember when I did our suggested what we thought our predictions for the season, and I said Man U would come fourth. The reason was not because I think Man U was a bad team or I'm hating. It's because of the manager. That's the only difference that I see between these four teams.
Facts, bro.
And it's just been highlighted over and over again. And today it's one of those where, again, I think it's just more exposing of the play. I mean, how do you have two holding midfielders and you're giving your defend? It's not a good thing to defend for 60, 70, 80 minutes a game. It's not good,
bro.
People always hated on Mourinho. At least Mourinho's teams, whether they were boring or not, at least he kept possession, right? At least he had some sort of style of play, regardless of how boring it may have been. Dude, these guys, I feel like I could score against them, bro. It's just like, it's so easy. As a manager, the first thing that you do on game day is pick the team, right? Yeah. That's the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning. You talk to the medical staff, you make sure no one's injured, you see who you have available, and then you go from there. You look at the schedule to see if you need to rest players, yada, 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 and then you pick your team. The fact that this guy is picking Lindelof over Bailly every game, the fact that he's in a game like this, where it's lost after 3-0, it's lost after halftime, he's still not putting on Donny. The fact that the second Rashford is healthy, he's playing every 90 minutes.
So dude, I didn't want to jump into that, but
I mean, I'm not trying to go into detail. I'm just saying that these are very, see, it's all great when it works, right? Remember when they lost the young boys, they put Lingard for Ronaldo. Lingard makes a mistake. Everybody hates Ollie. Next game, he puts on Lingard and Matic with the assist, Lingard with the goal. They win the game.
Yep.
You're going to get praised when you do well. When you're going to get praised when you make the right decision. But the reality is he's made the wrong decision time and time and time and time again.
I remember I sent you, it was a Bruno tweet, I believe. Or not tweet, but he was a post game.
Yeah.
I found it on Twitter. That's what it was. And basically what he said was, yeah, like, coaching decisions could be either right or wrong, but we're gonna roll with it.
We're gonna roll with it.
And like, for your player to come out and say that to the media, to the public,
there's no trust.
There's no trust, bro.
At all. And it's actually kind of, this. I was just thinking about it. It really, really puts things into perspective as a City fan who does have Pep, or maybe if you're a Liverpool fan who does have Klopp, or just any fan of any team that has a decent manager. It's like, man, it doesn't matter about the players that much. It really doesn't. The reality, you could put, and this is why when people talk about the whole Newcastle takeover, everything's got to fit. The player, you have a bunch of money now. You could buy all the players in the world and put Ali at the helm, and it's not going to work. That's just the reality. So, go ahead.
I've noticed that with football. I think I talked about it.
It's very manager heavy versus basketball. If you have LeBron on your team, it is what it is.
Yes, like we talked about it. We always go to basketball. That's always
a reference point. Yeah.
But yes, in basketball, we've seen LeBron James basically be the coach on the floor.
Chris Paul, a bunch of players.
Yep. You can win a championship without a great coach or great manager in basketball.
Yep.
In football, though, bro, you could have a team full of world-class players, right?
Yep.
But if you don't instill a system, something they can follow, consistently, it's not going to work.
You got to think about it. I mean, the egos, the fact that there's just so many big name players in a squad, and how to rotate them, the amount of games you play back to back, essentially back to back meaning week to week.
Yeah.
The fact that a lot of these players don't speak the same language, it's a lot of these players. Yep, a lot of these players are being put slightly out of position, which is a mistake. For example, earlier on in the season, we saw Chelsea play with Marcos Alonso, basically over Chilwell every single game. Why? Because Alonso's a left wing back, right?
Yeah.
It took so long for Chilwell to get into that team because he's a natural left back. So
he's balling now.
Yeah. But those differences of position, right? I mean, you putting Pogba on the left wing instead of, there's just so many little things that could mess up a team, make one player uncomfortable that affects everyone else.
Let me ask you this. Speaking about Pogba, we saw that he didn't start
for the second game in a row.
Second game in a row, and against Atlanta, he actually did perform pretty well when he came off the bench.
Yeah, he played incredible. Incredible when he came on. My opinion.
This I agree as well. This is where I'm very confused. Is there an ego thing with Ali? Like, what is he trying to prove?
Well, I mean, we know that he has some sort of ego or some lack of. He's very naive, right? I mean, the fact that you're paying $70+ million for Sancho, not starting him. The fact that he
didn't even play the game, I don't believe.
He didn't play. He didn't play. The fact that that Maguire's injured, yet you play him anyway. The fact that Lindelof has let you down time and time again, yet you play him anyway. The fact that I could go on and on. The fact that Donny hasn't touched the field, and I believe it's 6 games now. Like it's it's one of those things where like we all like there's no more discussion. There's no more trying to figure it out. We all know the guy's an idiot. We all know the guy. And listen, it's great for me, right? I'm loving the game. I've never clapped for Liverpool so much in my entire life.
Every Man City fan right now is like,
it's hilarious.
It's a celebration.
Dude,
I've been seeing it everywhere, bro.
I literally hate Liverpool more than I hate City. Sorry, more than I hate United. And I've told you that, right? Mm-hmm. Today it was one of those things where I was just so happy, bro. I'm like Salah, yes, Salah, dude. I was like, win the Golden Boot, Salah, yes. Dude, I was. It was just one of those, but at the same time, I do understand that it's one of those things where there's no more talking, right? It's like,
bro, we are level with Arsenal right now in terms of points.
I was gonna say last week, you guys are only 3 points ahead of Arsenal. I was gonna say that last week, and now it's come. And I was gonna also say, Arsenal's playing Villa, good team. You guys are playing Liverpool. You guys are not getting 3 points next week, so it makes sense. After 3 losses in a row to start the season, we all think Arsenal's done. Now they're back in it. The reality is this game, especially in the Premier League with how competitive all these teams are. Yeah. We're looking at probably 17 decent teams, right? you can't slack any week. You know, we're talking about Arsenal playing Villa, and we're like, oh my god, that'll be a big win if Arsenal win. Right? We just played Brighton. Brighton are what, 6th in the league right now. So it's like these are all big, important, difficult games that if you don't have a good manager to have a system, I was watching. So when I was watching City versus Brighton, I saw how Brighton wanted to play. Yeah. They played out from the back. They had a major trust in their keeper to play out the back, and that was kind of their thing. Now they got outclassed. That was just kind of the reality. But I saw a style of play. When I watch most teams, style of play. When I watch Man United, it is every man for themselves. It's, hey, let's see if this works. Hey, let's try and make a couple good passes and be a little flashy.
I mean, I just wonder, like, what went wrong when Cristiano first arrived? Because those first couple of games, even though they were overhyped,
he played Newcastle the first game. I'm telling you, bro, these were not good games. I'm telling you, like, I remember watching these games like, damn, thank God they got this guy. It's so easy.
I told you, like, when we signed him, it came out of nowhere. Mm-hmm. It was not a signing that we needed.
Yeah.
So,
and I told you that he wouldn't make him better.
I'm not mad at Cristiano. Like, he's doing everything that he's supposed to do.
He's doing exactly what he's supposed to do. Actually, he looks more so of a leader than I thought he would be. So I think he's doing a really good job.
Well, it's about to go. It's about to go out the door now, though. I think we saw a glimpse today when he, I thought I text you. It should have been a red card. You don't do shit like that.
Intent wise, probably a red, but the reality is he didn't do. It's not like he kicked him. He kicked the ball, which kicked him. Like, it's one of those things where if he kicked him, obviously it's a red.
Yeah, think about it. If he somehow managed to slip up and hit some other part of his body,
it's over.
It's a different story. Exactly.
It's red.
Yeah. So it's just the intent. You don't. Mm-hmm. But I get it. I get the frustration. You're angry. Oh yeah. You're a winner. You're a winner. You are the biggest winner. So you don't like being in this position right now. This is not something that you're used to.
Yep.
But it's funny. I just saw a stat. This is his second time. Well, this is his second biggest defeat.
Oh yeah.
But
okay.
The prior one was against Barcelona. This one was against Liverpool. So the two biggest rivals.
Big rivals. Yeah.
He's lost, pretty badly.
But if we know Ronaldo, he's probably thinking about that in the back of his head too. He's like, man, the last time was this bad was.
Exactly. But I think, like you just said, I am surprised by how good of a leader he's been. Mm-hmm. But I also know that's about to be done. We're about to see the real killer now. Like it's over.
I mean, yes and no, and the reason I'll say that is because I remember. I think it was maybe 80th minute. Again, you guys are down 5-0, and maybe someone on the left wing. I think it was maybe Dallo. He put in a cross, and it wasn't a very good cross. It was it was a good try, and Ronaldo was clapping for him. Like it's one of those like obviously the game's done. Obviously he's pissed.
You know why he's clapping for Dallo.
Yeah,
Portuguese, maybe. Bro.
I mean, maybe. I don't know if it's Dallo, though. It probably was Dallo, but I'm not 100% sure. But I'm just saying, like, I've seen those types of behaviors from Ronaldo. I've seen Greenwood take the ball and try and score, and then maybe he should have passed, but he didn't. And Ronaldo's still clapping. He's still encouraging. Like you said, is that going to change? This is something we saw on day one when he came in. We're like, oh my god, this is a different Ronaldo. This guy looks nice. He's not going to be nice at a certain point. And like you said, today's probably the day. Today's probably the day where he's like, okay, I thought the manager was bad. Now I know he's bad. The players around me do not get me the ball where I want it 90% of the time. We don't set up properly. If this guy Bruno wasn't here, my goodness, I'd feel like I'm on an island. So it's one of those things where, he's probably kicking himself right now and saying, listen, I never thought he was going to come to City. I never did. But right now, he's probably thinking, damn, I wish I went to Man City because he is in a world of trouble. And the reality is the manager's not going, bro. I'm telling you, the manager's not going.
Here's the thing. We both know that the sport of football, it's very, I would say, weekly base, monthly base.
What have you done for me lately type of thing?
Exactly. So, even though we're in a very, very bad position right now, I know if we make the one major move that we need to do, which is sack Ali, there will be a crazy turnaround. And I have a pretty good, I'm very optimistic. I think by January, February, we can still be maybe not win the league, but contending. And then Champions League is a whole different thing. Let us get, Conti or somebody. We can win that, bro. I still have that belief.
Listen, I think that's a fair belief. Here's how I have to look at it, though, right? I think the league is done. I think the league is over for Man U, and the reason being, and I'm just looking at it right now, and I know it's early. I know teams can slip up, but we're talking about 3 teams slipping up. We're talking about 3 teams with 3 great managers potentially slipping up. That's one of those things where you just can't bet money on that, right? You just can't bet money.
I mean, I'm not even worried about Chelsea, honestly.
Even though they're top of the league right now, but
they just thrashed Norwich 7-0,
which is common. That's everyone's done that. So yeah,
right. But they haven't played anyone to me. And when they did play, who was it? Was it Liverpool?
They played us, and they lost. They played Liverpool, and they tied.
You feel me?
Yeah.
I'm not worried about Chelsea. I know they're going to slip up. They're going to have a string of games where it's tough opponents.
Yeah, Chelsea really haven't played. Chelsea have not played a bunch of teams. They played Villa. They had a good game against Villa. Yeah, I agree. I would agree with that. The teams that they drew to and lost to were Liverpool and City. So,
it's funny that you bring up Chelsea because I don't want to, like I said, talk about Man United the whole podcast.
Yeah,
this is a EPL show, PL show. So let's give credit where it's due. Chelsea, they won 7-0. Mason Mount had a hat trick.
Yeah,
I think he's overrated still.
Yeah.
So I just want to get.
I didn't watch the highlights, by the way. Were they good goals? I mean, it's Norwich, so it's one of those.
Norwich, he had
they're an embarrassment. They're an embarrassment, like a complete embarrassment to the league. Honestly, they should literally, even if they win the championship next year, they should not be able to come back up because it's just embarrassing. These guys are just no, seriously, like it's embarrassing, bro. Like they're losing.
My God!
No, I'm scrolling to right now. In 9 games, they've given away 23 goals.
I mean, I can't sit here and
they scored 2 goals in 9 games. Nah,
I can't sit here and say anything because as a team defensively, United, bro, we're like ranked dead last in every category. It's bad, bro. We have 1 clean sheet in the last 21 games.
Oh yeah, you guys have no.
My God!
And if I'm saying that De Gea is one of your best players, that doesn't make sense, right? Because most good goalkeepers get clean sheets, but it has nothing to do with De Gea.
So that was my argument with you, Ederson.
By the way, Ederson had a horrendous game. Oh my God, Ederson was so bad yesterday. Dude, he was so bad yesterday. Oh my God. Dude, Ederson, listen, man. He needs to, put the blunt down. Not 30 minutes before the game, please. This guy, bro. This guy. I mean, if we were playing a better team, it might have been some trouble. But go ahead.
No. But yeah, that was my whole thing. I know you're like, well, yes. The last couple seasons, De Gea, he struggled.
Had a good last season. It was just the season prior and the season before that. It was not so great.
It was pretty bad. But my whole thing was look at the players in front of him.
Yeah.
Look at his defenders.
Look at the system in front of him because it's not just the players. Because when you're playing these 2 holding midfielders and they don't actually get back, when you're playing these 2 wide players and they don't actually get back, when most teams defend, they defend with 10 behind the ball. With 9 behind the ball, goalkeeper being 10.
Yeah.
United defend with 3 or 4 every time they get attacked. It's like a fast break. It's crazy.
That's why I was so confused. If Ali's whole intent was to put 2 defensive midfielders in there, to stop Liverpool's attack.
That's what you're thinking, right?
Why was it so bad, bro? Like every goal they had, they were wide open on a flank.
But it's the same thing with every team that they play. And I'm telling you, listen, bro. And I know we're going to talk about Champions League. Let's go there. If Zapata finishes that chance, or better yet, if De Gea doesn't make a game-winning save, they're out the Champions League. So you're talking about what happens if they get a new manager and this and that. Let's just say they get Zidane in today.
Yeah.
Right. I know they're top of the Champions League table right now. The reality is if they lost, they literally would be done.
Yeah.
There's no way they win the Champions League. They're out of the Carabao Cup. I think their best opportunity is one of 2 things. I think it's one of 2 things. I think it's 1, FA Cup, or 2, absolutely throw in the Champions League just so they can get into the Europa League. I'm serious. I'm serious.
So I mean, that's not gonna happen only because we have Cristiano on the team, bro. He's not gonna stand for that.
Of course.
He's
I'm not
Mr.
saying,
Champions League. You feel me?
I'm not saying. Listen. When I mean throwing, I mean like they're playing like their second team just to like if we make it in, great. If we don't, whatever. Because the reality is, bro, they're closest. I'm telling you, they're not going to win the Champions League. There's no way they're going to win the Premier League. It's FA Cup or it's Europa League, bro. Let's just keep it real.
So this season.
We
can rewind then, because I remember I asked you. I was like, when we got Cristiano, I was like, Premier League or Champions League title that's what we going to determine
that's his expectation.
The season. Exactly. Yeah. You're telling me now it's FA Cup is our best bet. That's a failure, bro. That's
of course. Listen, what I said initially was, I think the question I asked you was, is a trophy good enough? Regardless of the trophy, is a trophy good enough? And I remember you said, no, it's either Champions League or it's Premier League. And I'm like, well, they're not winning the Premier League. they're not winning one of those, so they're gonna have to win the other one. And like, it's tough, bro. And the fact that they're out of the Carabao. Listen, I'm not one of these people that like thinks that like domestic cup trophies are nothing. Dude, Leicester won the FA Cup last season. Like, good job. Great job to them. We've won the Carabao Cup like every year for the past 5 years. That's impressive, bro. Like, these cups are nothing to play with. Obviously, I know teams don't take them that seriously, at least initially. But, if you're going to start somewhere, in Ollie's regime, and where you have to win a trophy, winning one of those trophies is not a bad thing. It's better than nothing, right? And also, their biggest opportunity was Europa League last season, which they absolutely threw. I mean, there's no question about it. That was one of the worst games.
I'm glad you just brought that up.
Yeah.
That is a huge reason why I feel like Ali isn't a guy. Because
we've seen it
like that.
We've seen it already.
A stepping stone. That says a lot about you as a system, a team. We failed. Mm-hmm. So how do you even expect to win a Premier League title when you can't even win a Europa League title
against Villarreal, who you just had problems with, who you just slightly? I'm telling you, bro, this Champions League run that Man U's been on, it's not, dude. It is luck. They are lucky. I mean, they should have.
It's Cristiano. It's Mr. Champions League. That's the only reason why we're surviving, bro. I'm sorry.
Absolutely.
I know Rashford came in. He scored a goal.
He scored a good goal.
Good for him. But like you said, there's no reason why he should be starting right away, man. I'm sorry. Even today, no reason why he should be starting. Harry Maguire looks like a liability.
He looks like he's injured, but we know he's not a great player, right? We know he's more. Ideally, he would be Man U's third string, right? Ideally.
Yeah.
But he's clearly injured in some way, shape, or form. He's not fit, bro. This guy looks like he's running in quicksand. I swear.
Varane's still hurt right now.
It's
all bad, man.
And the fixtures for you guys coming up is not going to get easier. It gets harder. So
we're in a tough spot, and nothing will change until we get rid of Gollum. But like you said,
so
you told
disrespectful.
You told me beforehand, and I trust you a lot. You said we're not going to sack him. I just don't see how he survives this, But I think you have a point. I think you're right.
I think the success of Mikel Arteta after those first 3 games, them being unbeaten in 6, I think that's partly the reason why the board. I mean, I don't think the board's going to do much anyway.
Yeah.
Partly why the board might be like, if that guy could turn it around, maybe we can too. Right? It's one of those things.
But I don't like that though.
Of course, it's stupid. Listen. In my opinion, I would be more so on the Chelsea line of thinking than the Man U line of thinking. Right? Where, Man U's line of thinking is, let's wait until it gets so bad that it's absolutely, there's 0% chance that this is ever going to work. Now, you and I know that it's not going to work, but the board maybe still thinks that there's 1 or 2% chance, so they're not going to sack him yet. Chelsea's, on the other hand, is, there's not an 85% chance we're going to win a trophy this season. Okay, we're going to sack you. That's the difference. It's the standard.
Well, which is crazy though, because I'm not being biased here. Man U is the biggest English club, in the world.
ownership.
What's our standard? What's our standard?
Mm-hmm. But this is what happens when there's bad owners. This is what happens when there's a bad board. This is what happens when there's bad decision makers. It doesn't really matter about what the badge says or what the history says. It's irrelevant. It's just about standards of the people who make decisions. So, and there's obviously politics in it, and it's tough. But listen, let's be very clear. You hired a guy who didn't have a good resume to begin with. So let's not act like we didn't think that this might be the case. You hired him because, listen, if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer never put a Man United shirt on, he would not be the coach of Man United right now.
Fact.
That's the reality. So the 100%. Only reason that he is yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. No,
I was just going to say the only reason he is because he's an ex-Man United player. That's the only reason. And he was only in there to be the interim manager, essentially, to see their way out to the rest of the season.
So let me ask you this. Do we clear house? And when I say do we clear house, is Sir Alex gone? Is Ollie gone? Players? No, I'm serious. I'm serious. I say Sir Alex. Listen to me. I say this because his influence over Man United is so strong.
This man, so big. So we take away a season ticket?
Hey, his say-so in the club is done. It's shot. Because he's a fan of Ollie. He is. He's been quiet.
Not after tonight. You saw him shaking his head?
Bro, why is he shaking his head, though? Why is he surprised? We both knew this was about to happen. Yeah. What has Ollie shown us in the past season?
In his entire managerial career, what has he done?
You see what I'm saying? Like, come on. You should have been knew this. You're Sir Alex. Yeah. You are considered the best manager of all time in the PL.
Well, he also, if I'm not mistaken, recommended David Moyes. And
yes.
That obviously didn't work out as well.
It didn't work out. You see what I'm saying now? That it's like his influence is so big over the club.
Yeah.
I think we need a whole new rebranding. Shut it down.
Man,
think about it, bro. When we had Van Gaal, right? He came in, a historic manager, bro.
Yeah.
He was known for, putting on. He couldn't really do what he wanted to do because he didn't have the influence.
Yeah.
We got Jose Mourinho come in, one of the greatest managers of all time. He couldn't really do what he wanted to do because he didn't have the influence.
Listen, they did not back those managers 100%.
They did not, bro.
They're backing Ollie 100%. That's the difference.
Exactly. And
I've never seen anyone listen, man, if you suck at your job, right? Like, let's say you work at Starbucks and you can't make coffee. You get sacked, right? You get fired. It just is what it is.
Simple
if you manage a football team that spent one of the most in the last 3 years, it's got had an incredible summer. What we would all consider the best summer out of any European team on the planet. Like, how does this guy not get sacked? Like you literally cannot manage a good team. So what would you do? What would you do with a bad team? What do you think you're going to do with a better team? There's no.
You know what's funny though? Like, I don't think that Ali is like you think he's a terrible manager. I don't think he's not United quality, not United worthy. Tactically
inept, as well as soft. Listen, the reality is this guy does not get into his players. Every time they do it, they have a bad game. We weren't good enough. We weren't good enough.
I am so fed up with the Twitter essays that Harry Maguire's writing. Oh, I'm so disappointed. This is not what Man United is. We're going to come back stronger. Bro, you say this every week.
Yeah.
You fraud. He should say that Leicester City became a legend because you're not cut for Man United, bro.
You saw his apology, his press conference. I mean, same thing, right? It's I'm sorry, and it's we weren't good enough. We weren't good enough. That phrase is ridiculous. No, this is what you do. They outran us today. They out hustled us today. They beat us based off of sheer will. Obviously, like talent wise, it's an even matchup, right?
Yeah.
They beat us off of that. Obviously, you can't say, the manager sucks. You can't say that as a player, but still, this is it's not a great situation, but it's also extremely funny from the perspective of an outsider. Just to be honest with you, I mean, this stuff, but at the same time, it kind of gets boring, right? Like
it does, man.
Like, what are we going to do next week? Is it going to be, oh my god?
So that was my thing. I'm like, the last couple episodes just been
it's all about Ollie.
Ali and going in on Man United. I want to see a change, man. I want to see something new Can City have some type of drama? Can Pep get into it with KDB? Can they fight in the locker room? And I hear them,
to be honest, we can talk. We can have a nice little transition into Raheem Sterling, who was not even on the bench. I don't know if is he injured?
I'm not sure.
I got to check this real quick. I saw he wasn't on the bench.
Do you think he's about to leave? Is he done?
Dude, I think he's done. Is this guy injured?
Because what I've been seeing.
Hold on, I'm looking this up right now. Why is Raheem Sterling missing from the squad versus Brighton? Yeah, so I just looked it up, bro, and they're saying he had some discomfort in his back or something. So he's,
he pulled a Ben Simmons.
He pulled a Ben Simmons, essentially.
Yeah.
I think it's done. Now, let's talk about our game on Saturday. I'll be honest. I don't want Sterling to leave. This season.
Wait! Whoa! Wait!
Can you get off my sack here? Oh my goodness! Listen, I've never said I wanted him to leave this year. I think he's obviously overrated. I think we can get a really good price for him.
Yeah.
I think honestly, a lot of Man City fans actually agree with me. I've kind of peeping this on social media. A lot of them are like, "Yeah, you can leave, like whatever."
You guys got Grealish. I get it. You don't need him.
No. Here's my thing. I definitely want depth in that left wing position.
Yeah.
And again, the fact that we're playing in four competitions every season. I'm not the type of listen. If we're gonna sell him in January, we definitely need to replace him in January. It's not one of those things where like, oh, we'll wait till the summer. No. I'm looking at Grealish, bro. He's better than Sterling, no question.
Okay.
I'm telling you, bro. This guy might be the most annoying and aggravating player to watch. I know a lot of people. I know a lot of Man U fans are like, "Damn, Bruno Fernandes is so annoying." He gives the ball away all the time.
Too much. Yes,
dude. This guy Grealish, bro. Every time he gets the ball, he like walks it towards the defenders. Like, at least with Sterling, like he's running around, like he's headless chicken type of thing. But he's still, he's doing something different every time. Whether it's planned or not, he's doing something different every single time. This guy Grealish, bro, I swear on everything. Every time he got the ball in the left wing, just walking it up. And I'm like, pass the ball, bro. There's sometimes, bro, there's a guy who's wide open. It's the right pass to make.
Yeah. But
he takes 2, 3, 4 extra touches before he makes the pass. And I'm thinking, okay, we could look at Grealish and be like, oh my God, he's annoying. Where is Pep? Where is Pep in this? They talk about, when Grealish came over, Pep's going to make him so much better.
Yeah.
There's only one thing that you need to tell this guy. Release the ball early. That's the only thing you got to say. And he'll be 20 times better than he is. So right now, I'll be honest, I'm a little up and down with Grealish because, again, he's clearly better in the final third than Sterling. There's no question. It's just the fact that he's a very annoying player right now. That's hindering our style of play.
So, do you miss Leroy Sané? Is that what you're telling me?
Oh, dude. Best case scenario, if Leroy Sané was here, oh my God, he's better than both of them. He's better than both of them.
I don't know why you let him go, but
well, it was one of those things where I just don't know. I like Pep and I don't like Pep. Oh, listen, I like Pep. I just don't like some of the things he does.
Yeah.
And while we can say, oh my God, he got Foden right, he didn't overplay Foden.
Yeah.
When David Silva was here, and then he took over, and now Foden's our star player. Great job, Pep. Right. Obviously, that wasn't the same thing with Sané.
Yeah.
Sané is clearly just as talented as Foden. I think we can both agree.
Yes, sir.
But the fact that you're playing Sterling over him, the fact that you're playing Mahrez over him, at the same time, I saw a lot of games where Sané wasn't playing great. So it's one of those things where that just didn't seem like the right fit, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that's what it was. It was a fit. Some managers just don't like certain players.
We've seen that, yeah.
For example, Mourinho and Luke Shaw.
Yeah, but at the same time, I'll be honest. I was thinking about this when I was watching the game today. If I'm Mourinho, right?
Yeah.
I've been hated on. I've been told that, oh my God, I'm a cancer to the clubs that I'm at, yada, yada, yada. Who are the two players that he didn't really like at his last two jobs? He didn't like Luke Shaw and he didn't like Dele Alli.
Yep.
He gave him opportunities. He just didn't like him because of one reason or another. When I see Luke Shaw play today, and he's throwing up his hands every single time they score. And again, 4 of the goals are on his side.
Yeah.
Maybe even 5. It's like, dude, what? And I've seen this with Luke Shaw before. It's just like his attitude seems like it's a little bit off. Like going forward, he's obviously great. Defensively, he puts in a shift every now and then. But dude, like it's like, oh my god, what's the attitude? When I watch Dele Alli play, bro, like his sense of urgency, there's nothing there. So it's like while you and I can be watching the games, right? We could watch the game and be like, why isn't this player playing or that player playing? At the end of the day, these coaches and these managers are with these players 6 days out the week, right? So they're seeing so much more than we're seeing. Obviously, I think Donnie's probably an exception. I think that's just more of him getting hoed versus, there being a justified reason.
He's definitely getting hoed. It's crazy.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, like so when I look at Mourinho, for example, I'm like, I mean, he's playing like how many of those players in Man United's 11 today would you consider leaders? Obviously Maguire has the armband, but who would you consider leaders in that team, in that starting 11? In some case, you have to look at Ronaldo as the leader out of everyone.
Bro,
who are you going to give it to?
I will give it to Bruno before Ronaldo.
Bruno, maybe.
Because I truly believe that he wants to be a club legend. Ronaldo at this point, he already knows that he's.
He is.
He is.
But you've seen Bruno's attitude a lot of the time. I mean, it's like this throwing up the hands. It's.
Oh yeah. He's not happy with the environment, the circumstances, bro. And I get it. I would be fed up too if I'm out here killing. And you know how hard I am on Bruno. I personally don't like Bruno. I think he's the Russell Westbrook of football in the Premier League, bro. The guy usage rate is crazy. Yeah, he's gonna get assists. He's gonna create chances, but you know what else he's gonna do? Turn over the ball. He gives it away. Constantly.
That's such a good comparison.
But at the same time,
he gets numbers.
Yeah, exactly. He gets numbers, and it's like when I saw the comparison between him and KDB of who's the better midfielder in the Premier League, bro. Or
what?
I'm like, really? Is that even a discussion? Really? Like, come on,
Watch the games. Yeah,
exactly. Watch the games. But what I do appreciate about Bruno is his passion.
Yeah, 100%.
His want to win, similar to what Russell Westbrook. And I think he may be the leader that we have right now, but that isn't good enough. We need somebody else.
Well, if Maguire wasn't English, would he be the captain?
No,
Let's
he wouldn't.
Be honest.
He wouldn't. No,
so you're probably right. It's probably Bruno. If you look at that starting 11. One quick thing that we haven't touched on was Paul Pogba.
Yeah.
He didn't start. He didn't start, obviously. Obviously, he's better than McTominay and Fred. We all know that.
Yeah.
He doesn't start. Comes on. Doesn't, for the 15 minutes he was on, didn't play great. And then he does what every single professional player in the Premier League knows, that what he did, he wanted to get sent off.
Yes.
Now the reality is, did he win the ball technically? Yes. He at the end of the day, and I don't think he meant to injure Keita at all. No, I could see that the velocity in the challenge was not a lot. So thank goodness, he didn't snap his leg. But that's one of those challenges where you want to get sent off. He's jumping, much like Granit Xhaka earlier in the season. Yeah. You're jumping into a challenge, which means both your feet are off the ground, and then when you're challenging, at least one of your feet is over the ball, which means it's ankle level or above for the other player. So he's going in that challenge knowing, okay, I want to get sent off. I don't want to play this game. And what did I tell you? I was 100% right with Paul Pogba, bro.
You called it.
During the whole negotiations and everything, oh my God, Paul Pogba is playing incredible. I told you the second that window closes in the summer, this guy's going to go back to normal. And while he's had some good performances, again, I think he played really well against Atalanta when he came on.
Yeah.
But this guy is not reliable, bro. He's not reliable. And he's going to go in the summer for absolutely nothing.
Yeah. So, I mean, today it was just it was so obvious that he's not coming back.
Yeah, that was just...
When you do something like that, that's you're putting yourself before the club. So he's saying, F this rivalry between Liverpool and United. I don't want to be here anymore. And I kind of feel him. If
I agree.
If I just balled out the prior week, right, and my manager puts me on the bench, when I am the best creator on the team, let's be real, he's better than Bruno creating wise.
Of course, his A game is better than pretty much everyone else's A game. Yeah.
Like, where do you stand to me? I'm fed up. So I mean, would I go to that extent and try to injure? Not intentionally, I don't think. But,
I know what you're saying, but just put in a red card offense. Yeah.
I probably wouldn't do that, but at the same time, I get it. I get it, man. He's been dealing with shit managers, his whole career at United so far.
Yeah, I maybe not managers, but situations, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Like really bad situations for him. And at the end of the day, he's a modern player, and like most of these modern players, I mean, let's be honest, they're kind of soft, right? They don't take things well. If you put Roy Keane in his situation, like he's not going to be crying about, oh my God, the manager didn't play me. He's going to be like, okay, how do I get back into the team? Right. But that's not how these modern players are. It's like, oh my God, I'm not being played. I'm offended, type of thing.
Yeah.
Which again, in some ways is justified. And I think we can all agree that Pogba is one of the best players on Man U. I think we can agree that he should want to leave. But at the same time, don't mess around in the summer talking about, I don't, contract extension. I don't just come out and say, yeah, I'm gone in the summer.
But come on,
he's messing around. Listen, he's messing around.
It doesn't work like that, bro.
Yes, but he's been messing around with Man U for so long now, bro. Listen, if I was a Man U fan, I would be so mad at this guy. I get why he gets so much hate. I really do.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like
you just play with my emotions at that point, bro. You're saying like, I don't know if I'm gonna go.
He is the clear example of a diva.
He's a diva.
He's a straight diva.
You saw him in the Euros. This guy was incredible, bro.
When he wants to play, Paul can be probably the best midfielder in the world, bro. When he wants to, like for real, that's how good he is.
Yeah.
But he is so like my brand. Nah, I'm not feeling it. So you know what? F y'all, I'm good. And it's like
you saw him walk off the field today, bro.
Yes,
he's
bro.
Like walking off. He's taking his time.
He's smiling a little bit too.
This is weird.
I was
bro.
like, man, this dude really doesn't care about the club.
Anything, bro. Because he knows he's going to get his next deal. So yeah, it's a weird one. I don't really want to talk about Pogba, but it's like he got sent off. It was such a blip in the game, right? It's like it didn't really matter.
It didn't matter.
Who cares? But I know this is more like a rant podcast, a lot less, I guess, organized. But
this one needed to happen this way because watching the game, like we do, we always plan beforehand. But there was no way for me to plan some stuff to talk about when we know what's the main topic at hand.
Yeah, I agree. I think we pretty much covered everything for the weekend in terms of the big stories. Again, real quick. I mean, Man City, that first half against Brighton, we kind of showed them like who we really are. Second half, not so great, but we got the win there.
Chelsea, we saw
Chelsea. We saw Chelsea with the 7-0. Again, Arsenal very impressive over Aston Villa. Who's, by the way, Aston Villa, their performances. Remember in the beginning of the season, I said that Tottenham's results were overshadowing their actual performances.
Yeah,
absolute opposite with Aston Villa. Aston Villa have played well in a lot of games, yet their results haven't shown. So it's a very good win for Arsenal, to be honest with you. Especially after tying against Crystal Palace the week prior, and that was only a 4 or 5 day turnaround as well. So again, very impressive from Arsenal. I think they're going to be a team where we're going to have a conversation later on in the season. Who's going to be above who? Is it going to be Arsenal? Or is it going to be Tottenham? I think we're going to be having that conversation.
I think we got to talk about Everton too, bro. Something
we have to.
We're not surprised about. I know me and you both. We're not too confident in Everton, but losing to Watford 5-2, right?
5-2. I mean, I didn't watch the game. I mean, but at the same time, it's one of those things where every time we go to the betting section, right, when we're looking at the fixtures, I can never put my money on Everton. And the reason is, defensively, you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah,
I've seen these guys defensively, it's embarrassing.
They are
but at the same time, Benitez has done well with them. I mean, they're in 8th place right now. Same points as United. Same points as Leicester. Same points as Arsenal.
They do this every year, though. Every year, it's the same story with Everton, bro. We know like they should be probably top 4 or top 5 with the losses that they've taken. If they won those games, they would be top 4, top 5.
Yeah, it's funny. You think about them, you think about Leicester. They should probably be on a similar sort of playing field in terms of maybe talent on the team.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's one of those where And by the way, this is what Watford do, right? Watford, they're a very unpredictable team as well.
They are.
It's like you never know what's going to happen. I think they lost. Did they lose to Norwich? I think they tied to Norwich or something. Like it's just
They
weird.
got smacked by somebody. I think it was last weekend. We were talking.
Yeah, they got smacked by Liverpool. Yeah. So, it's crazy. I mean, I did watch a little bit of Leicester versus Brentford as well.
Yeah, that was a good
decent game. Tottenham losing to West Ham. I watched that. It was a bit of a snooze fest. I mean, Tottenham are just, you talk about one of the most boring teams in the league. I mean, it's got to be Tottenham.
Yeah.
Honestly, I used to actually kind of like watching Tottenham, like rooting for Tottenham in some ways. Mainly because, again, I'm a big Mourinho fan, but
it's kind of sad to see like their downfall, bro. Because like you said, one of my comparisons for Tottenham, when they kind of first came on the scene, I would say 2015, 2016, they were hot. They reminded me a lot of the LA Clippers.
Yeah.
Very exciting, bro.
Arsenal's obviously like maybe the Lakers in that scenario of like the big brother type of thing. Yeah,
exactly. But now, bro, I can't even watch Tottenham football, dude.
And you're thinking about it, and how dumb is this guy Daniel Levy? I mean, bro, you had 127 million pounds on the table. Like, let's just say you sold Kane, right?
Yeah.
You think you'd be in a worse position? Like, dude, you know what I mean? Like, your season's chalked, right? Your season's
hella bread, exactly.
You'd have so much money.
You'd
do so much with it. So, I mean, that guy individually has ruined that club. Yet, for some reason, he's still in the job. It just makes no sense to me.
Oh, my God, bro.
Thank goodness we don't have people operating like that. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. But, Jay, we do want to wrap this up sometime. I think I could talk to you about this week from, until next week's podcast, honestly.
I'm over it, bro. I'm still over it. It was a good rant. I'm glad I got it out. I needed to get it out on this podcast.
This little therapy? It was
podcast?
Therapy.
Yeah, you're like my therapist. So,
of course. I'm here for you, Jay.
It's tough, man. But we're going to bounce back. I believe in my club.
Oh, let's see where they're going to bounce back. I mean, next week we have them against Spurs, which we'll kind of go into our betting section right now. I mean, if we look at this week, I did bet on Villa. I lost that one. I did bet on Liverpool. I won that one. And then Burnley and Southampton, which we didn't talk about, but that was a tie. I bet on Burnley. You bet on Southampton. So we're square. We're square again at 20.
Yeah.
For me. So now let's go into our Saturday games. I'm just going to run it down again. $5 on each one of these. We'll start with a really, really good one. Saturday morning, Leicester hosting Arsenal.
Man, Arsenal are looking pretty good right now.
Unbeaten in 6 games.
Man,
they don't play in Europe.
All right. Let's bet on this one.
Oh, you're forcing me, Jay. What are we doing?
I gotta get some money, bro.
Yeah, true.
It's at Arsenal.
It's at Leicester. Leicester just came off a good win against Brentford. Arsenal just came off a good win against Villa. I think that's
tough. Who do you have?
I was going to say a draw. I'll be honest with you.
I got Leicester.
I think really.
I got Leicester. We don't have to bet then, but I got Leicester.
I'll come back to that one maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe. Burnley hosting Brentford. Brentford are going to win that.
Yeah.
Burnley have been very disappointing this season. Obviously, they're not a great team to watch.
Yeah.
But there's some of the results. I would think they'd be a little bit higher in the table. Not much higher, but a little bit higher.
Yeah.
Pretty good game. Coming up is Liverpool hosting Brighton. Obviously, again, I watched Brighton yesterday. And again, very good style of play. They're missing Basuma. He's got some legal issues. But pretty good showing. Listen, obviously we won 4-1, but it was. Yeah, go ahead.
No, this may be the moment where Liverpool hits that stride where it's just impossible to stop them.
Yeah, I don't think Liverpool off of that game today are going to just fumble it at home against. Yeah,
nah.
I think Liverpool is going to be comfortably winning this, probably 3-0. I would imagine. They're not going to give up a goal against Brighton.
Yeah.
Man City, my club, hosting Crystal Palace. I think that's pretty much a wash. However, this is the type of game that I could see us not playing great football and maybe just being a frustrating 2-1. I could see that. I could really see that because we played so well yesterday for that first half, and then our second half was embarrassing. Like it was horrendous. I think we do have the tendency to, just play, right? And just not really do anything with the ball. And I think this might be one of those games, especially with how fragile our defense is at times.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to be resting players against Crystal Palace. If you think about it, we're in four competitions, playing 3 currently. I think we might rest a couple players, defensive players as well. I think we're probably going to be playing John Stones and maybe Nathan Ake at the back. I think this is one of those games where we get a goal scored on us, to be honest with you, from either Edouard or even maybe Benteke. So
Christian Benteke, I haven't heard that.
He's been doing well. He's been doing well this season. At the end of last season and this season, he's been doing pretty well.
Yeah.
I thought he was completely washed a couple years ago.
For real, bro.
But,
I'm kind of surprised.
I'll never forget his bicycle kick against. He was on Liverpool at the time. Absolutely incredible. But yeah, that's my little rant on Christian Benteke. Right. I was winning probably 2-1, 3-1.
Okay.
It's going to be a very uncomfortable game, but we'll get the win. Newcastle hosting Chelsea.
Newcastle they don't pose a threat to anybody.
How did Newcastle do on the weekend?
See who they play.
Did they not play? Yeah, they didn't play. Oh yeah, they played Crystal Palace. They drew 1-1. Yeah, I probably have Chelsea. I think if the fact that Chelsea scored 7 without their best striker, again against Norwich, I just don't. I think that momentum and confidence is going to bring into the next game.
Yeah.
Again, I think when it comes to the bigger tests, I think Chelsea might struggle.
Right.
But when it comes to these types of teams, I think they're just going to wash them.
Yep.
Watford hosting Southampton. Southampton are not going to win. I will tell you that.
Maybe draw them. I don't see Watford winning again. Not 2 in a row.
2 in a row?
That's giving them too much credit.
Yeah, definitely. I can't bet on that one. Last game for Saturday, which is, again, the biggest game, Spurs versus Man U. You have to bet, and it's at Spurs. You have to, listen, I think you have to bet on Man U here. There's just no way that it can get any worse than it did today. And Spurs are at this point where, like,
are you sure, bro? Are you sure?
Listen, I like when it's one of our teams, right? So we can have a little fun bet.
Yeah.
I'm not betting on Spurs. There's no way. Spurs at home? I don't care if they're at home. They're so bad. Nah. You guys should win that.
We should, bro, but I don't even know it at this point anymore. I really don't know what team I'm going to see.
What team you're going to see? Who's going to show up? If Ollie's even going to be the manager, which he probably will.
I don't know, bro.
Do we have Champions League in the week? Let me.
I feel like we don't. It's a break. Yeah.
No, it's a break. You guys got a lot of time to prepare.
That training session is going to be amazing. I can't wait to see what's coming out, reports, who's not playing.
Yeah.
All that good stuff. That's
you don't bet on you guys to win? I'm not betting on Spurs. No way.
I honestly don't know, bro. I want to say draw. I'm going to say draw.
You say draw? I mean, it's kind of depressing, but yeah.
2-2.
You're probably right. I don't think it's going to be a good game either.
Nah, I'm not excited. I'm not excited for it at all.
Damn. We're in the mud right now. Sunday's games, Norwich versus Leeds. 2 very disappointing teams.
Leeds should win that game. They should win.
I don't even want to give a prediction. I'll tell you why. Like, Leeds have been so disappointing.
They have.
Norwich, they're an embarrassment. If we can just evict 2 clubs.
As my top manager, for one of my top managers.
Yeah, Bielsa's sold this season.
He's been so bad.
Honestly, if we could evict 2 clubs from the Premier League and just have it down to 18 teams, I would evict these 2.
Leeds and Norwich?
Leeds and Norwich. Just get them out. Get them out. Oh, my God. Just ruining my weekend. I don't even watch them anymore. I'd like to watch more football, but every time I see these guys, no
nope.
No shot. A little bit harsh, I'll be honest with you. But Villa hosting West Ham, it's one of those games where
West Ham
2 decent teams. Villa at home, that's a good game.
Let's bet on that one. I got West Ham.
So aggressive. I got Villa.
Yeah,
I'll do Villa at home.
Yeah.
Villa at home. Okay, it's 5 on it. Lovely.
I like that one.
And in the Monday game, Wolves-Everton, another team that Wolves have been picking it up lately. The Wolves are definitely not going down. I know that was something you predicted early on.
I'm going to go with Everton only because I know with them, for as much as I don't believe in them, I do know they always bounce back after a loss, So typically Everton will come back.
It's Wolves at home, though.
I still think they got it. I got Everton, bro.
I'll go Wolves. I'm liking Wolves, man.
Okay.
I've seen a few Wolves games, and they're a very good team to watch.
Yeah.
Like they try really hard. Again, they got that 3-2 comeback against Villa 2 weeks ago or something like that. I think Wolves might start to hit their stride a little bit and become that 8, 9, maybe 9th to 12th team.
Okay.
Right, just like mid-table.
Okay.
So I'm going Wolves over Everton. I'm going Villa over West Ham. And now back to this Arsenal-Leicester game. I really do think it's gonna be a draw. I actually think it's gonna be a draw. But that wouldn't hurt me in a bet. So
right, exactly.
I think I'll. You said Leicester.
Yep.
It's Leicester at home.
Yep. Don't be scared, bro. Just go with it.
Is Arsenal really going to win 2 in a row? Are they going to play confident?
Bro, they've been balling. They won 3 in a row prior to that loss last weekend.
Yeah.
So was it 3?
Yeah. Well, they won 3 in a row, and then I think they drew 2 in a row, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go Arsenal. I'll go Arsenal. I'll go Arsenal. We'll do Arsenal.
I like that. So
all
Arsenal.
Right. Arsenal leads. Sorry, Arsenal. Leicester. I have Villa over West Ham, and then Wolves over Everton. So
okay.
some decent matchups for sure. I think next week is really going to be. Again, obviously, this week was like super just all about Man U.
Yeah.
I really want next week to have some sort of other storyline happen, right? I mean,
facts.
We've literally been talking for like 45 minutes about one team. It's ridiculous. But
hey, that's why we're the biggest club in the world.
You're the funniest club you're the most entertaining club
in the world. Over Madrid, over Barcelona, it's Man United. No matter what, we're going to give you a story. We can have the worst record in the league, and we're still going to be the biggest story. That's how big we are. So just know this podcast is happening because Man United.
It's so funny. You went from like hating Man U to loving Man U at the very end. It's so touching. I love the story arc. But I think that's it for us on episode 9. Jay, it's been a pleasure being your therapist.
That was a good one, bro. I like that. That was a good one.
It's been a pleasure being your therapist over this 9-week span.
Going strong, bro.
Jay, I can't wait for next week. I really can't. This Premier League season has not disappointed in the entertainment category. So
hey, next week I'm gonna set up. It's gonna be like a long lounge chair. I'm gonna lay on it, and I'm just gonna be talking to you, give you my thoughts, bro.
Oh my God!
And we go from there.
I wouldn't be surprised. All right, Jay, it's been a pleasure, brother.
Yes, sir.
Episode 9 out.